Hi everyone, Gino with Gertens. How are you? Hey, a month ago or so we planted these tulips and these pansies, and it did what it was supposed to do. It got us through the cool weather of early spring, and now it's time to change them out for our spring and summer flowers. We got a little bit of a shady spot here, so I picked out some flowers that will do wonderful in shade, and we're gonna switch these out today. It'll be a great Memorial Weekend project for you. So stay tuned and we'll get these pots ready for a fresh look for spring and summer. Well, we pulled out all the old plants, and now I'm going to loosen up the potting soil. I may take a little bit out of here and add a little bit of fresh stuff, but I want to loosen up and break up the potting soil a little bit, get everything in good fresh start. You can see this is good potting soil, and you can see how nice it loosens up. Your plant roots will just love this stuff.
Have you mixed in the traction grit that you used?
What didn't get pulled out with the flowers, I just left it in here. It's just fine. And squirrels left everything alone in these pots because of the traction grit. And I don't need to worry about it for my summer pots because I don't have any tulip bulbs or hyacinths in there. People, if you have trouble with squirrels getting into your pots, traction grit. You can find it at Gertens. It's 25 pounds, $6.99. It is the easiest, cheapest squirrel repellent you can imagine for your pots or planters. All right, so I got this nice and loose. These yard waste bags, these are from Bosmere. They are great. I have a whole bunch of them. I use them for all different types of stuff in the yard, but if you don't have any, try them, and they collapse, so they're easy to store. I mean, they work wonderful. I'm going to start off with, this is Eugenia. It's a nice little topiary, and I kind of like the color scheme that this is going to bring me. Before I get any further, I'm going to add some slow release. This is a 4 to 6 month release fertilizer, and I'm just going to throw this in. Everybody asks, well, how much do you put in? I say, I don't know, just enough. And you really do, when you're using a slow release product like this, you don't have to worry too much about hurting the plant. It's almost impossible to put too much in. All right, so we have the Eugenia in there. And what I have this Angelonia, this blue indigo Angelonia. And it's got a nice little flower like that. And I'm gonna put a little bit of that in there. And that'll give me a little bit of height at the base. All right, that looks pretty good in there. And now I'm gonna put in, these are my Whopper begonias. They take shade, they flower profusely, and they get nice and big. And I think we're gonna put those like right in here like that. Just by handling it, you do enough root damage where they're gonna push some roots so you don't have to worry about them going around in a circle and girdling the plant. If it was perennials or shrubs, I would probably do that, but here you got roots growing so many different ways that I don't think you have to worry about it. You give them a little squeeze and they start to break up. How does that look so far? I think that looks good.
Yeah, it does.
All right, so now I think we're going to do a few begonias.
What kind of begonias are these?
That's a tuberous white begonia. I know a lot of people think that I overfill the pots, but I don't want to wait till fall before they look good. So we want to fill them up nice in the spring. So I think those will work out just fine like that. All right, and then we're going to put a little bit of vining plant in here, maybe a Tyrinia with a little bit of a blue flower and a little bit of Vinca vine. Vinca vine, a lot of people are familiar with that. It's got a great variegated leaf. And then I got Tyrinia as well. Look at that great little blue flower. And that vines down. Both of these will take shade. So that's my reasoning to use this. Not a lot of flowering vines that'll be good in shade. The Tyrinia will work. They flower all summer like that. For the shade, it's just amazing how beautiful they are.
Those
Look at
leaves
that.
are gorgeous.
They are
too.
just great. So I'm going to point the flowers out so you can have a little bit better view of them. Look at that. That's just great. And they continually flower all summer long.
You don't have to deadhead those either.
You don't deadhead them. The old flowers slough off all on their own. Look at that. That's just great. They just beautiful. All right, then we're going to get our Tyrinia in there. Look at the roots on that here. So, you know, if you're handling them and you're busting them up a little bit, I can hear them crunching. So I know the roots are going to be just fine. All right, how does that look for now?
Pretty spectacular, I'd say.
I think it looks great. I think that's a great planter. I'm going to backfill the rest of the little pockets with some soil. And I think we have a nice pot for the shade. Nice and showy for the front yard.
And this you'll leave in.
This will be good till it freezes. So the begonias won't last the frost. The Eugenia will, but the begonias won't. But in the fall, I may want to put some mums and kale in it. So we'll see how it goes. Boy, I almost have enough space to put those
The Vinca?
the Vinca vine in. I'm wavering here.
You know what? You know, that might look really pretty.
Maybe we'll
That's
put
why you do have
maybe we'll put one up close and see how it looks. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that.
Does that work?
Like that. Yep.
All right, we're gonna go with a little bit of Vinca vine in there. Look at that nice potting soil. That's the kind of potting soil you want to use. All right, so in about 10 minutes, we created a beautiful work of art, if I might say so myself. I hope you like it as much as I think it's going to work out wonderful. We have a beautiful shade planter. We have Eugenia, White Whopper Begonia, fabulous tuberous begonia, blue Tyrinia, and a little bit of Vinca vine. So you put a few things together, and you know what? Don't worry that it has to be perfect. I could have put plant X, Y, and Z. We could have made it look beautiful for you. So just to recap, loosen up your soil in your pots. You might want to add some new soil. I highly recommend the Gerton's branded potting soil is all ready. It has all the good stuff in it. It works wonderful. I've used it for years. You can see how well it overwinters in the pots. You can reuse some of it, take some of it out, freshen it up. And it only takes you a few minutes and you get a great planter like this that'll last you all summer long. So this weekend, freshen up a few pots, refresh your yard for spring and summer. It only takes a few minutes. You can do it. It's not that hard. You can create things even more beautiful than this beautiful pot here. If other people like it, it's a plus, but if you like it, that's all that really matters. And there's so many great plants that look good together. Even the ones that don't look good together look good together. Now stir in that fertilizer a little bit. Make sure there's enough food for all the kids. All right, good, 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 good.
Good. I think they're my favorite.
Look at that. I think that'll go nice right there. How's that look? I think that's great there. These are just great plants. I'm having so much fun. I forgot what I'm supposed to say here. So we got a little blue here with the Tyrinia. We got a little blue here with the Angelonia. And we're going to get a little nice white and blue thing going on. Good green background, a little bit of height. All the elements that makes a pot fantastic. A pot of flowers fantastic anyway. And it's not hard. I can do this. And I'm not that great at planting stuff, guys. There's people that can plant this stuff. And you know what? Cancel your gym membership. Get out in the yard a little bit. Do some gardening. Come look at my planter. How do you like me so far, huh? You know, it's a good way to kick up a little conversation. Don't need to go to the gym for that. People say, oh, geez, I don't know what to plant in the shade. Begonias, whopper begonias, eugenia, Tyrinia. Those are all great items for the shade. They'll do wonderful for you. It's not that hard. Give it a try. You'll have a lot of fun. You'll enjoy the beauty for the next 5-6 months. All right. So now that we got everything planted, we don't want to forget to give it a good watering. So we're going to give this a nice thorough watering so it's all set. You want the soil to come together around the root ball of each one of those plants. You want the soil to the watering will compact the soil and let it settle around all the plants, and that's what we want. So we'll just give it a nice soft, thorough watering. This is a dram watering wand with a dram head on it. It's the best watering device that you can get. I recommend this. Anybody that's got to do any watering of plants, get yourself a dram nozzle or a dram watering wand with the dram nozzle on it. They work great. Nice soft spray. It doesn't beat up your plants. And I'm just trying to make sure I get underneath everything this first watering so the soil settles around the plants real nice. Those plants are going, oh, it's so nice in this planter. And we get a watering. So when it's dry and hot in the summer, I probably every 3 days on a big planter like this. The bigger the planter, the more soil you have in it, the more forgiving it is on how much water it requires. It doesn't dry out as fast. Small planters, you probably have to water those every day. A big planter like this, every few days is fine. Your plants will also tell you if they're thirsty. If you see them wilting at all, then you know that it's drying out. But give them a thorough watering. More than just a little squirt. Give them a nice drink. If you have good potting soil, it'll drain properly for you. And most of the time, people underwater, not overwater. If you want to make it foolproof, use Girton branded potting soil. Your plants will be fabulous. The excess water will drain out of them properly. And you notice that I leave the soil in all winter, and it doesn't break my pots up. Maybe in a few weeks, I'll give you an update. We can see how the pots are filling out and see if they look nice. Until then, we'll see you in the garden center.